obviously, like with Nate's condition, we're like, all right, we still got to figure this out. Like, what do we do with stage one? And the match against Sen is literally the next week, you
Yeah.
know. Um, so it was a really fast process. Trialing like a few people under like 2 days,
Mhm.
and we had to just get it done because there's like roster logs, deadlines,
Yeah.
submissions, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then and we ended up on a. I think we're very happy with Baby Bay.
Hey everyone, Sage in here. I'm here with JoshRT after their series against Sentinels, playing with the sub,
Yeah.
starting off split two. Just talk to me about what was the initial game plan or just thoughts going into a very unique situation to start split two.
We wanted to prioritize Nate or Leaf's return, so we just figured like we should pick someone that could help the team in the meantime. And at the time, we had some like I would say the most value add we can get is working through the team environment, making sure the energy is high, and that's something I noticed like all the international winners so far. There is some level of like performance energy that you need to put in, that mental game that you need to work on, and like always build that edge. And we found that Andre Baby Bay kind of provided that after talking to him like for so many years actually. I know he was a caster and he was a player before, but like not for 2 years. He's had trials like in between the off seasons to try to get back into the game, and I figured like why not give him that chance,
Yeah.
you know. And especially given the circumstances of like we're preparing for Lee's return, and it's gonna be a short stint. We're happy that like we're seeing maybe slightly quicker than expected timeline from Leaf, but we're gonna try to make sure it's not rushed, and like he takes the time that he needs to recover.
Is there a rough timetable for when Leaf would return, like 2 to 3 weeks or anything like that?
I don't want to I don't want to put a hard like timeline for that. We do like internally we have one, but like let's say it's like roughly that, maybe a little bit longer, just so that like I said, we're prioritizing like his health so that he's ready for champs.
So talk to me about the things that maybe even some of the soft skills that Baby brings to the team, so that this period where you're not practicing with Nathan isn't time that's wasted specifically. Because I imagine right now the goal would be more towards champ since you're already qualified.
Yeah.
So like, how are you treating this time with a temporary player like Baby Bay?
We'll be working on our map pool. I think we can explore different comp archetypes. And Nathan Leaf is still like participating in practice. Actually, he's just like he's watching the VODs and like he's listening in, actually giving advice to Baby Bay on like how to play his role. But yeah, like what we're looking for is just like that. Like I said, we're working on the mental game. We're making sure the team environment's really strong and productive, high energy in practice and in the matches. And you saw that in the game today. It was actually so fun. Like we were thinking like, damn, we lost, and obviously we felt that pain of the loss, but you know, we can only feel optimistic from that. And like it was good to bring it close to a good team like Sentinels. I mean, we were up, and I mean like it. And to me, watching as a coach, it's just the easiest fixes actually. Yeah, like there's such a clear path forward with this group of players. But yeah, I mean like it helps everybody individually on that team. Jonah, with energy, like gets him to feel more comfortable, like confident in like giving the ideas that like everyone knows like he has some of the best ideas. Sometimes it's, you know, when the game is tough, it's hard to like spit that out. Trent, same thing. You saw like how crazy good he is on Ascent, especially. Jake, just having that belief from the boys, especially from Andre, just helps him be the best IGL he can be. And like he starts to always focus next instead of being so like, let's say, focused on the past. Yeah. So like, and then who am I missing? Oh, Alex Jogamo. Like because of all that is freed up, he gets to just play his role and just like entry like a madman that he wants to. But yeah, I mean like it kind of frees everybody up and like gives them a optimistic headspace.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it seemed like just watching as just even a viewer. You would just look at the cams, and then after every round, I mean, even on map one when it was definitely just going to Sen's favor at that point. You just see Baby just standing up and screaming, and then Trent laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed like a fun environment.
It was fun. About that map one, it's funny that Sen picked Road because I mean obviously they wanted to win this one. But we only played one scrim on it. And like I had time I only had time to do trials actually for the sub position. And it just so happened like Ascent was one of the games that we played a lot in a trial. So like it showed like if we put any practice into a map, we'll obviously be dominant. Corrode, that was literally it was our second time playing that comp on that map. And it might have been our third time ever touching the map. Wow. Okay. So we're playing and we didn't like I'm seeing like very like first scrim type mistakes like, oh dude, guys, like I don't know if you know like you can hold this area or not, like and they clearly practiced on it. So it was kind of funny that we brought it back a little bit and that gave us a lot of confidence going to the second game or second map.
Yeah. That's actually really cool that you bring up this aspect of some of the mistakes were things that you would see in just first scrim things. Yeah. And it's problems that you've been able to solve and resolve in the past very easily because you've had all this practice. Which for you as a coach who's just constantly been in this, mode of we're number one, we have to maintain that because we're trying to reach for something so much higher. How's that been mentally? Has it just been like mentally relieving for you to just have just a period of, okay, there isn't this pressure right now of G2's number one right now. We can just take a step back a little and we can just look at it from a bigger, wider scope lens. We have Baby Bay just to have another set of eyes on us. Has it just been a little mentally relieving to have this period?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's not really, but for the players, that's why I thought this was kind of good for us as a group. It like expectations can be just really, really tough. Like if the expectations are really high and you don't achieve it as a team, especially if you previously achieved those highs before, it gets really, really rough as a team. And actually, there's been a lot of like online commentary about the T1 documentary that like people have been watching, and they're going through that kind of process. And I remember seeing clips of like FNS talking about how that happened to them on Optic. When you've done so well and then suddenly you start losing or you're not getting the expected results, sometimes those like environments can be really tough, and it's up to the leaders in the team, the coach, IGL, like, and even management from G2 or any team to help facilitate the right attitudes about handling those kind of adversities. So yeah, I mean, like that's why I thought, why not have someone that's more of a vibes guy, like almost a vibes merchant, and he can shoot. That's the thing. Like he thoroughly impressed us in the trials. So like this is just he. I was joking with Andre, like I could tell he was nervous, and that's a good thing because he is technically a 30-year-old rookie, Yeah. And that's a good thing because I can tell like once he feels the stage and like knows how to play on stage, like it's gonna start to translate. But yeah, like I forgot the original question. I've been just rambling a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I think it's all good for us. Yeah.
Can I ask you just about that timetable after Toronto? Because by the way you've been describing everything of just trialing, you barely had time to even scrim on some maps. I've known you in the way that you coaching and structure everything. If you can't fit in time, there's literally just no time for you. What has the past 8 weeks looked like? How much time was spent in trialing? How much was spent with prepping for like even something like EWC? Like how did you divide the time and how did you work with G2 to make it something that was semi-manageable as much as you could?
It was tough. I mean, like you said, I try to make it work no matter what. So after Toronto, we come back, we take a maybe half-week break, 4-day break maybe. Basically the week. Okay, so we took the week, then it was practice right on schedule, but then we heard about the news from Leaf about his condition. So it came to a point like probably Wednesday was the timeline where we found that like he couldn't fly. So that was a dagger for us. So we were quickly finding substitutes, and we couldn't make that work. It was blocked. And as a result, like we ended up using our assistant coach, Shaq, Peter. And again, like we had to we have to look at the tournament for what it is. It wasn't set us like we weren't ready. We're not in the best state to perform the best, but we felt still optimistic about like upsetting a few teams, maybe making a run, because it's one of those tournaments. 8 days, anything can happen, right? Yeah. So I mean, we did the best we can. I think we had a really good series against BLG. Made a comeback, and afterwards, obviously, like with Nate's condition, we're like, all right, we still got to figure this out. Like, what do we do with stage one? And the match against Sen is literally the next week, you know. So it was a really fast process, trialing like a few people under like 2 days, and we had to just get it done because there's like roster logs, deadlines, submissions, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then and we ended up on I think we're very happy with Baby Bay.
All right, so I just wanted to give you this opportunity just to speak to the fans in the community just about everything. What can people look forward to for G2 Sports? What are things that anything else that you want to be known to the community during, kind of G2's Split 2 run?
We obviously want to try our best to win this, and it would be really, really cool to think like to go for the three-peat back to back. But we still have our eyes set high on champs. Ultimately, we felt like this was a necessary move to help realize that goal. But I think you guys would be really surprised. Like, this is our training arc. I think we can learn a lot from this, and we can still beat a lot of these teams.
Awesome, Josh. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks.